Sicherheitstruppe. Nein, wir beginnen gerade eine Sicherheitsaktualisierung. Er wird Sie später anrufen. Auf Wiedersehen.
Commencing security sweep 121 at 1500 hours. Zone A, sectors 1 through 6.
TV confirmed online for all cameras.
Punch it in.
Sector 1.
Sektor 1.
Status normal.
Status normal.
Steady traffic flow.
Sector 2.
Sektor 2.
Status normal.
Status
Stop.
normal.
Zoom in. No. Camera 4. Camera 4. Pan left. 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 Close in. There. Acquire status.
Unknown, sir.
Zoom in.
Increasing resolution.
Stand by. We have a problem.
Cut that chatter. Give me more audio. Track it. Track it. It's heading for Sector 5. Alert all sectors. Scramble XCOM crash.
It's
Feeding all cameras. Come on. Come on.
Security, emergency, stand by all combat units. I repeat, this is not a drill. Emergency, stand by all combat units.
I told you XCOM would be back, and here we are. After the glorified reskin of Terror from the Deep, 1997 saw the release of a true sequel to the original Enemy Unknown that absolutely nobody could accuse of playing it safe. Apocalypse was made by the creators of the original, Julian Gollop included, and takes the series in a pretty ambitious new direction. Actually, ambitious isn't quite a large enough word for what Apocalypse attempts. Ironically, the game world itself has been shrunken down. We're not protecting an entire planet this time, merely a city, but the complexity of this city, the precision planning of the geography, the deeply linked and interacting government, corporate and player forces moving within that city, and the seemingly endless repercussions for each and every player action from every side of that insanely complex web, make this game entirely unmatched in its time. The primary reason this game is so good is because of the incredible detailed narrative world building. From the top then, Earth is well and truly shafted after the conclusion of the previous game, an environmental catastrophe of some kind having forced the world's population into self-contained megacities, the main one being Mega Primus, which is the location for the game. It's essentially like Megacity 1 in Judge Dredd. 50 years have passed since Terror from the Deep, and the effects of the previous wars have had a huge impact. The technology developed by XCOM now allows for off-world colonies on Mars, controlled by the shady paramilitary security agency MarSec, who sprung up when XCOM itself was shuttered due to the lack of alien threat. The events of the first two games have also produced new, significant, but oppressed minority groups, one being human sectoid hybrids, the other being androids, both of whom have mobilised politically to some degree to form pressure groups that government forces need to contend with. There are criminal gangs that deal in black market technology and drugs, as well as a citywide police force, government and private corporations, from the transit authority to the local sports team, and all these groups have opinions about what you're doing. For XCOM has been re-established due to contact with a new kind of alien that have been coming through these dimension gates throughout the city, and you're in charge of what to do about it. There aren't many games that give you that kind of granular detail about the world you're inhabiting, and far fewer give you that detail in physical form. You see, this is where those big box PC games we talked about last time really come into their own. When I think of those lovely large cardboard boxes that PC games came in back in the day, this is the first game I think of, because of the sheer number of physical items that came in that box. Obviously you got the game in a little CD jewel case, great, that's the primary thing, got my money's worth already. Then of course you got the instruction manual, which in this case was as thick as War and Peace. You could kill someone with this book, the sheer heft of it. It let you know that A, they spent some money here, and B, there's far, far too much to learn before you can hope to be any good. You also got a signed letter from, I think it was the Supreme Commander of XCOM or the President of the City or something, congratulating you on becoming the new head of XCOM Mega Primus and letting you know what a crucial time it is, what you need to be focusing on. This was such a cool touch and really drew you into the story before you'd even loaded it up. And if that wasn't enough, there was more in-universe stuff, as you got a full colour, yes, actual full colour, not red scale or anything daft like that, a full colour brochure, essentially of different vehicles and equipment that were all available to buy at the start of the game, as you look to establish your little chapter of XCOM in the city, and get on with the job of exterminating the alien scum yet again. Like I say, this being presented as a real in-universe brochure, instead of just a list of unit types, gave the whole thing a sense of character and brought the game world to life even more. So before you make a move in the game itself, you've already got a pretty good idea of the world, some of the characters, some of the factions, and what's going on. And that's only further expanded when you get in and hit the good old UFOpedia. These were always cool in the previous games, but here it gives you such detailed information about the history and relationships between all the different factions, corporations and forces in the city, to such a degree you couldn't help but become immediately invested. And it's a good job because the game itself, once again, is a bit of a slow burn, with a brutally difficult learning curve. The big innovation this time was an alleged AI difficulty that would scale with the player. Do badly early on and you should, in theory, encounter fewer and weaker aliens in missions. Though in truth I was pretty shocking at this game and I never felt it was really helping me out in that regard. Like before, you balance your time between researching and developing new base facilities, weapons, and transport technology, staff up with soldiers, scientists, and engineers, then investigate alien encounters and wipe them out, hopefully bringing back enough for the bods to study, so the basic loop is the same as before, but there are more options to play with this time. The aliens are more sneaky this time around and are looking to covertly take over influential organizations, so you can send agents on infiltration and espionage missions to find evidence, as well as going in guns blazing. There are also times when you'll have to engage in firefights over the skies of Mega Primus, either with hostile organizations that have sided with the aliens, or the alien craft themselves. But the added wrinkle here is that these fights can do real damage to the city, modelled in real time, and depending on whose toys get stamped on, that's going to have an impact on how much support they provide the XCOM project. And it's not just financial anymore. Making enemies here pushes them into the arms of the enemy, making them ripe for alien takeover. If you upset the transit authority, they'll deny you transport around the city. You'll have to take one of those stylish 60s style flying Cadillacs instead. Upset the criminal gangs in the slums or the police too much, and they might even launch an attack on your base. You also have more freedom in how you respond to setbacks, and there's nothing to stop you going rogue, raiding drug dens regularly to steal their product and sell it on the black market to fund the war effort. On the ground, the aliens are as annoyingly resilient and dangerous as ever. The introduction of a choice between turn-based or real-time combat never resulted in me playing a different way. The real-time engine was too janky and didn't leave me enough time to think, so I largely ignored it. But there is a bunch of cool new tech to research, the best of which being personal energy shields that really make you feel powerful and like you're turning the tables on those alien swine. I was never good enough at this to get to the end, but I spent hours exploring the game world, the relationships, the interactions, imagining the stories going on each day in Mega Primus. It was a place I wanted to spend time and actually often daydreamed about, and that's the sign of a great game. It's mechanically clunky with a learning curve that's more like a hairpin, but it oozes B-movie charm in its aesthetics, even as it presents one of the most complex and interactive fictional societies in gaming history. This is a must-play, even if it's just to say you have, but it's not quite the same without the box.